Hello there. I am your Demon King of Heretics, Ahriman le Méchant. Let me take off my hat real quick, and there we go. Yes, hello. This is part 4 of our 4-part marathon, and we're ending up things off with a bang. And please be happy. Hey, Mega Gaming, how's it going? You having a good night, or a good day, or a good afternoon, wherever you are? Yeah, we are going to continue Aspen's route. Let's go. Also, I got word of God about heights. Also got word of God about heights, and I find this interesting. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I just got done with dinner. Me and Elise were talking about Chinese takeout briefly during the power washing simulator, and it got me thinking. Hey, I want Chinese takeout, and I got Chinese takeout, but it was a little bit late, so I had to push stream back, which is why it was going to be at 6 o'clock p.m. my time. Well, 6 o'clock p.m. in general, but now it's 6:30. So that's how it's gonna go. Anyways, as you may know, I am just a little bit drunk because I also drank with it. But hey, I had good food. I had good fried rice, crab rangoons. It's been so long since you've had Chinese food. Oh man, I recommend get back into it with crab rangoons. Crab rangoons are really good. Oh, duh. I forgot to say. We have word of God from Adi Rosa herself about heights. About heights. I had picked specific numbers, TVH, but Aspen is in the 170s. Juliet between 165 and 170. Miho is somewhere between 158 and 162. So she's Miho tiny, but Juliet not so tiny. Not so tiny. Like probably average height-ish. Aspen tall though. She could probably reach my eyebrows with the top of her head. So that's cool. That's neat. That's neat to know. Yeah. Anyways, let's continue. Let's see where we were last time. Let's see.
Oh yeah, that's what happened.
Oh hey, Miho. Let's see. A bird, a fruit, and a people. A bird, a fruit, and a people. Now it's library time again. Let's go. Let's see if we can finally go back. When the moon is high in the sky, I decide it's time. This is the perfect kind of night for me. There's not much wind, meaning I'll be able to hear or smell anyone. And it broke. 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 Reload this page. Give me just a second. Come on. Come on. Thank you. There we go. Alright, and here we go. We're good. We are Gucci again. I make my way back up to the library, stopping as soon as I'm within sight of it. I find a shadowy place to hide and watch the front for a few minutes. I'd like to... There we go. Well, like I hope, nobody goes in or out. All of the windows are dark, too. I slowly creep up towards the entrance, ready to transform and flee if I have to. Nothing happens. No one tries to stop me. I peek into one of the windows. It's dark inside, and I can't see anyone at all. Perfect. I move around the backside of the building and check those windows, too. Same thing. It's dark and empty.
This is gonna be too easy.
Yeah, in your dreams, Miho. Back at the front door, I pick the lock and slip inside. I sneak from room to room, revisiting the items I mentioned yesterday. They're not expensive or fancy enough to think of them as treasures. I end up leaving a lot of them alone, since I don't want to carry too much with me. The rest go into my coat pockets. Finally, I end up back at the painting in the corner, the piece that started this whole plan. I have to set a couple things down on the floor because the painting needs both hands for me to lift it. It's heavier than it looks, though it's not very big. That's probably a good sign for how much it'll be worth. Come on, forward, forward. Oh, ahead. I have to jiggle it a couple of times to get it off the hook, but I manage. Tucking the painting under one arm, I pick up the other goods from the floor. This should be enough for one night. Best to get in and out quick. I start to head back for the front door when I came in. Before I get there, light floods the room. My heart starts to race as I immediately prepared run. A quick glance over my shoulder shows the woman from last night standing at the top of the stairs. Her eyes are glowing blue with anger. Miho, you better run. She takes a step forward, not seeming to touch the stairs.
Leave that painting alone.
I've got to get out of here, now. Throwing caution to the wind, I clutch my spoils tight and charge for the door, trying to make myself as small as target as possible. Those are some angry eyes. Now we just know why. Yeah, I know. It's not lost on me. Oh god. Oh god. Please, just leave the painting. Leave the painting. Just take the frame. Take the frame, Miho. The painting is too big for me to transform and still hold on to, so I've got to do this on two legs.
Stop, please.
Oh god, her voice. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. I don't stop. Just like my arrival here, with the guards at the skyport, the thrill of being chased has already taken over. It's exciting and scary at the same time, but either way, it spurs me to move faster. Right? Oh, dude, yes, that is pure panic in your voice. You were correct. Oh my god. Using my shoulder, I crash out the front door and into the night. I run as quickly as I can, keeping an eye out for the patches of slick mud or puddles of water. The path I take goes far past Mount Victoria and my den, ending up in a small residential area. I stash the painting under a packed car and then take my fox form and crawl under a house, upsetting a mean gray cat who is already hiding here. It makes a low growling sound, and I glare at it, desperately willing it to be silent before it gives away my position. I growl back best as I can, and that seems to scare it into shutting up. I'm not sure if I was being followed or not, but I don't want to take any chances. After 10 minutes or so, I climb out, pick up my loot, and sneak back towards my den. Now that the excitement is worn off, I just can't keep a smile off my face. There's nothing more satisfying than pulling off a heist, even one as easy as this. Other thieves I've heard about must have had it rough, having to stake out a place for a long time, trying really hard not to get caught, and making sure not to be seen. I've never done much planning, I just do whatever feels right. My ability to transform makes it pretty hard to catch me, although I have had to leave the stuff I was taking behind once or twice. And honestly, it would get boring if I never got caught and had to run. My good mood lasts me all the way home, and then disappears completely when I see who's waiting for me. The woman in white. Oh, is the music gonna stop? Is the music gonna stop? Come on. She stands just outside my den, looking like she doesn't care at all about the cold or the mud. In fact, her perfect clothes don't seem to get dirty at all. With her back turned to me, she's staring up at the moon, but faces me as I approach. She has that same calm presence as when I first saw her, but I can see a mournful look in her eyes, which have gone back to brown instead of furious blue. My heart quickens, almost suffocatingly, as she watches me intently. I know how quickly calm can turn into anger. I should run, but I can't look away.
How did you find me here? Before I even got back?
A friend of mine told me you might be found here.
Her voice is soft and warm, unlike the way she shouted back at the library.
A friend.
But who? I wasn't followed. I'm sure of that much. With the shock of being found wearing off, the realization I'll need to find a new place to stay sets in. After all that work, too.
I apologize for showing up uninvited. I'm here to ask that you please return that painting to me. You may keep the frame, if you'd like. But the painting itself is very dear to me.
Oh! Oh, I heard that! Oh, I heard the waver in their voice. I heard a waver. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, no. I looked down at the portrait. I've been carrying it for a while now, but I haven't given the picture itself much thought. It's a beautiful painting, and clearly very old. The girl shown in it is wearing a long flowing dress, looking down with a small smile.
And also...
She breathed out slowly, and my air is narrow. It's the sound people make when they're acting calm, but they're angry.
should you wanted, I have an extra room available in my library, with a soft bed and a warm meal. You may stay as long as you wish.
You're really too nice, Juliet. Or, I mean, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Huh?
After I just tried to rob her, she's offering me a place to stay? Okay, now I know this must be a trap. There's no way. Although, if it's the same thing she asked me like last night, before I broke in. I'm sure she doesn't remember that.
Why?
Because I have more beds than I could possibly fill, and more food than I could eat.
Hmm? Is she?
If there is someone who wants or needs them,
Is she supposed to show up here?
Appropriate to share these with them?
Is it?
I'm not sure what answers she wants to hear. She looks at me again, the same expression as it was at the library. Well, her offer does sound kind of tempting.
I guess it's not like my place is as nice as
Yeah.
yours.
Yeah, I think she's supposed to be visible too. Not anymore, at least. Not after it rained and made half of it mud. I looked down at the painting again. If I sold it, it was just going to be so I could buy the same things that she's offering me. I still don't trust her. I watched people enough to know better than that. There must be something she wants. But I don't think she wants to hurt me. She knows I don't have anything worth stealing. She's a vampire. We're just watching her through a mirror. There you go. That's it. That's it. Or maybe she's a bat. Maybe she's a bat. If she did try to pull something, I could just run away. It's only one night. I can come back and try again, or find someplace else to take from. I look down on the burrow past where she's standing. It looks less a den and more a pile of mud. The thought of sleeping there again practically makes the decision for me.
Fine, I'll take it.
She breathes out slowly again and smiles. Maybe that sound doesn't mean she's angry.
Wonderful. I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah.
I should introduce myself properly. My name is Julie.
Wait a minute. You know what? Let's
May I ask what yours is?
save here, then go back to the title and reload. Load.
Oh, you didn't finish this one.
Hello, Tommy. Alright, come on. Give me Juliet. Give me Juliet. There she is! Hello! Hello.
Miho.
I've had to introduce myself twice in a day now. That has to be a new record.
Well, Miho, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Ah, without the mirror bat view now. You seen her bat form? It's so round! It's so round! I know it's the default bat form, but when she turned into it that one time, oh my god, I lost my mind.
Let's return to the library. I can carry the painting if you'd like, or you may hold on to it until we get there.
I shrug.
Here, feel free.
She's a happy bat. She's round and full of love. That's important. That's the important part, isn't it? She's round and full of love. She receives it very gently, and I quickly fall in beside her as we begin to walk back. To my relief, she doesn't try to make any conversation. Instead, she silently cradles the painting as we go. When we get back to the library, the lights are off and the door is still unlocked. After setting the painting down on the desk, Juliet gestures towards the stairs.
It's on the second floor.
I follow her lead again until she stops at one of the closed rooms. She unlocks it and lets me in. The room is simple and cozy, with a couple of dressers, a table, and a bed. Over the bed, there's a boxy window with a wide sill, big enough to sit on. This one would be much better. On the table, there's a cheese sandwich and a few apple slices, plus some sort of cake. There's also a pitcher of water.
I hope the food is to your liking. 2 rooms down the hall from here, you'll find a refrigerator, and you may help yourself to anything in there. My study is just past that. If you need anything, don't hesitate to come find me.
Hey.
Is there anything more I can bring for you?
I shake my head, still in disbelief. What am I even supposed to say in a situation like this? I just stole from her, and now I have both a bed and food in return. Oh, my cursor's back. Okay. As if to answer my confusion, she gives a calm smile. It doesn't help.
Then I'll leave you to it. We can speak again in the morning. Good night, Miho.
Miho, Mimo, Mimo, Mimo. Mimo alert, Mimo alert. The door shuts behind her, and I expect to hear Juliet lock it. But when I try the knob after giving her a few moments, the door opens quietly into the dark hall. Juliet's nowhere to be seen. I pull the door shut behind me and inspect the room, looking for any hidden threats. I also check the food, sniffing it to make sure there's no poison or anything. If there is, I can't smell it, and so I dig in instead.
Whoa. This is really good.
It's a cheese sandwich. There's 3 different kinds of cheeses in the sandwich, which is 2 more kinds than I knew existed. The bread is soft and buttery, and when I take a bite of the apple, juice rolls down my chin. Okay, if it's a 3-cheese sandwich, I kinda get it. It's a little toasty. The water I wash it down with tastes better than the water from my stream by my den. When I'm done eating, I climb into bed, still feeling overwhelmed. More specifically, not knowing how to feel. Part of me fears that I've made some gigantic mistake, and that I'll wake up in danger. If I ever wake up at all. Trusting my instincts has kept me alive on multiple occasions and for hundreds of years. Enough that I've lost count of exactly how many. But something tells me I don't have anything to fear from the woman who I can only assume is my host, and the owner of this place. So with that in mind, I pull my blankets up to my chin and adjust the luxurious pillows beneath my head. Who knows, maybe the morning will bring trouble with it. But right now, just sleeping sounds alright. And we're sleep-ho. Sleep-ho. Honk, me. Honk, me. There we go. I wake up to the sounds of birds chirping loudly outside. Blinking warily, I prop myself up and look towards the warm sunlight beaming through the window. The sheets under my hand feel soft and dry. My hand goes to my neck, taking in the smooth familiarity of my necklace.
It's still here.
Yep. If someone was going to rob me, that's the only thing I have that would seem valuable. I sit up and look around. It doesn't look like anyone came in while I was asleep. Maybe I really am safe here. I wonder if Juliet's friend was the scent I noticed outside my den on the first morning. I don't know how else she could have found me, or how they did it without waking me up. If it happened before, it could happen again, as much as I hate to admit it. So I check around the room very thoroughly, but still don't notice anything from when I went to bed.
Maybe it's not a trick.
Maybe. Who knows? All my past experiences have told me that there has to be a catch. Nothing is free. Nothing. But no matter how hard I try, I can't figure out what it could be. Could Juliet have really been telling the truth? It just seems so unlikely. It'd be nice if it was true. But if it wasn't, if I let myself believe, only to be wrong in the end, then that would hurt even more, wouldn't it? No. Better to not take the risk. After all, I've lived a lot of years this way, and it's not like I hate it. Making my mind up helps me feel better right away, too. It just makes more sense. Even if I tried to stay, I don't think I'd ever stop worrying. This way, I'll know that I'm in charge of my own destiny. Now that I know this room is unoccupied, I might be able to sneak back in sometimes when I need a place to stay. It wouldn't be hard to climb one of the trees and then get to the window from there. I take one last look around. For just a night, it was a nice what if. Then I head downstairs and out the door, without speaking a word to anyone. It's another nice day, the same as when I first arrived in Wellington. Warm sun and blue skies with just a hint of clouds. For a while, I meander around town, eating the last of my pastries from the convenience store hall for breakfast. Today feels like another restart. I have no den, no supplies, no anything. It's less exciting now than it was when I first arrived. I don't have a destination in mind, but eventually end up at the waterfront. There's an airship over the bay, descending closer towards the skyport. A couple kids down on the beach wave up at it, seeming excited. People who are arriving on that ship all will have some there that they're planning to go when they get off, huh? They've all got people waiting to see them. What have I got? Some trash in a little scroll? So far, Wellington's given me nothing but questions. That never bothered me before, in any of the other cities I've been to. So why now? Guess that's another question for the pile. I push myself off the railing and head back into town. I go through the motions of scouting for somewhere to rebuild my den, but my heart really isn't in it. After wandering for a while, I end up at the Bell House yet again. It's just the place I go when I have nowhere else to go. There are more customers than usual, so there are 2 people working behind the counter. It takes only a brief glance to notice that one of them is Aspen. Aspen. Ah, the bit that got me hooked. Yes, that one. I wonder if she'll think I'd like a fairy kiss chiller again. Or maybe I'll make a different sort of first impression today. The line moves pretty quickly. It helps that Aspen doesn't spill anything this time. When it's my turn to order, I step up to the counter with a fake smile.
Oh, hello. What can I make for you today? I'll have a fairy kiss chiller, please. Certainly.
Good choice. Good choice. I reach for my wallet to pay, but she stops me.
Oh, don't worry about that. It's on the house today.
Oh?
Great! What does that mean?
It means you have a house and it's on the house. Like, she's gonna send it to your house. That's what it means.
It means that you don't have to pay for it. As an apology for yesterday.
Oh, she remembers us. Yesterday? Why does that sound so strange? I nearly missed her talking, my mind having tripped over the word. She reaches for a cup, the pen already in her hand.
And that's for Miho, right? For Miho?
The magic of the English language. Ha ha ha. Our slang is so funny. Oh, so funny. Ha ha ha. Doo, doo, doo. My name? She remembers my name? My heart begins to race wildly, my body reacting just as strongly as my mind. Aspen frowns, clearly noticing something's off. My head's in too much of a daze to deal with it, though.
It is Miho, right?
She takes the notebook on the counter, brow furrowing deeply as her finger slowly moves down the page and taps on one of the lines. What do I say? How do I explain that for the first time in my life, for the first time in hundreds of years, somebody's remembered my name? It's not supposed to be like this. I'm supposed to be forgotten. Every time, without fail. It's my armor. It's my life. I take a step backwards. I have to run. I have to get out of here. I have to get away. But where to? I've just been running, and I don't have anywhere else to run to. I don't have any other choice. Without a plan or destination, I turn on my heel and bolt outside, not daring to look back. Everything is wrong. I have to go.
Miho!
She calls my name again as I disappear into the street. It's not the first time I've heard that as I fled. But never like this. Never with such a confused, worried tone. Feeling sick to my stomach, I push myself to run even faster. Aspen is now going to be terrified of what she said. Maybe I should leave this whole city. Get on the next airship out of here and act like it never happened. I could go in it somewhere else, back to China, or America, or anywhere, and start over again. Within days, it'd be like I never even came to Wellington. My life would go back to normal, and eventually I'm sure Aspen and Juliet would forget me like they're supposed to. Nothing would be different. Except, that's not quite true. I wouldn't forget what happened here, even if everyone else did. No matter what, I'm sure I won't ever be able to get these past few days out of my mind. When I get to Mount Victoria, I finally stop running. Not because this place is special or because I wanted to come here, but because I didn't know where else I'd go. I make my way up to the top of the mountain, just like I did on my first day. The view, which I admired so much last time, doesn't do much for me now. Instead, the city looks cluttered and confused from up here. My chest hurts from running for so long. I'm much more used to quick bursts of sprinting to get away from something or someone. I guess that's still what I'm trying to do right now. but I'm not too sure what it is that I'm running from. Whenever something goes wrong, my first instinct is to flee. Aspen remembering me definitely counts as something wrong, but when I stop to think about why, some of the reasons are obvious. Mostly, what if it's not just Aspen? What if everybody can remember me now? Or even worse, what if people who forgot about me a long time ago start to remember me? Both could get me in a lot of trouble. My days as a thief would probably be over. There are some places where I could never show my face again. The smart thing to do is to leave. I can see a couple of airships at the skyport right now. I have everything with me. I could just go. There's nothing keeping me here. And yet, I don't move. I don't even know what it is I'd be running away from. From Aspen? From Wellington? When I think about it, I have to admit that running wouldn't get me anywhere. This worry, these questions, would follow me wherever I go, no matter how far, no matter how long. So then, what do I do? The only answer I can think of is the scariest one. The one that goes against everything I've ever learned. Closing my eyes, I picture the library and Juliet's offer. I picture Aspen, whom I barely know, but who's already changed my life. Maybe I should stay and try to find out more. Maybe, just maybe, being remembered might not be all bad. I clench my fist so tightly my knuckles turn white. The urge to turn tail and head for the skyport is so strong, it's almost like a magnet pulling me there. I resist it, though. Slowly, I walk back down the mountain, making my way to the library. I'm not sure what to say when I get there. Explain everything to Juliet and hope she'll let me stay in that room again? I don't even need the room. I could rebuild my den and hide out there. Maybe in a new spot, one that Juliet doesn't know about. Not having to worry about the weather or other animals would be nice, though. There's no telling if Juliet will remember me, too. If not, it might be easier to pretend this is my first time visiting and just ask if there's anywhere I could stay. Even though I'm not moving very fast, I don't feel ready for this conversation by the time I reach the library's entrance. It's only been an hour or so since I left the Bell House, so it's not late enough for the library to be closed. The usual stream of people flows in and out the doors.
Okay, I can do this.
You can do this, Miho. You can do this. I stand up to the side of the entrance, preparing myself as people pass to and fro. My heart is racing the same way it does during a tense break-in. Maybe even harder. My tail twitches back and forth. Usually I don't notice, but right now I'm super aware of everything about myself. Fighting off my instincts, I open the door and let myself inside. Water, 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 water. There we go. Well, I had been expecting to have to look for Juliet, but instead, she's right by the entrance. What surprises me, however, is the woman leaning against the large desk beside her. Aspen, who's now engaged in conversation with a look of deep concern on her face.
She wasn't there when I checked the bedroom. I wish she would have spoken to me first, at least.
I barely catch the end of Juliet's sentence. She notices me only moments after I spot her, and for a second, her mouth forms a perfect O of surprise.
Juliet? What are you...
Aspen turns around to follow Juliet's gaze, her eyes opening wide at the sight of me.
Miho!
Miho! Me! Miho! My brain goes blank, rehearsed lines flying out of my head.
Hey there.
Nice and casual, Miho. Nice and casual. I slink over to where they're standing, hands in my pockets, unsure what I should say first.
It's nice to see you again, Miho. I was hoping that you'd return.
Me too. That was pretty sudden. I worked extra hard on that drink for you, you know.
I freeze up, looking for the words. Aspen's expression softens in concern.
Miho? Alright, the drink. I'm sorry. Well, I ended up drinking it myself, so I suppose I can't complain too much.
She laughs, and I can't stop myself from blurting out my next words.
You seem different.
How?
I'm sorry? Like... less polite. Well, I'm not at work anymore, am I?
Yeah, that's a good point. She's a working lady, Miho. What am I even saying? What was I planning on saying again?
Will you be staying for a while, Miho? If so, we can continue this conversation in the dining room.
Ah,
It's
yes.
more private there.
Yes, let's. Juliet takes charge of the conversation effortlessly, and I accidentally sighed in relief.
Yeah, sure. That sounds great. I'm not gonna run away again.
I'm glad to hear that. Right this way, then.
Juliet leads the way down the hall and into one of the locked rooms. We enter a cozy little room with a table and a few chairs, as well as a fridge. The three of us sit down together, although I moved my chair so I'm not too close to the others.
Can I get you anything to eat or drink, Miho?
I shake my head. I'm hungry, but I'm way too nervous to eat. Juliet smiles in response to my answer, which came just a little too quickly to sound natural. By the way both she and Aspen are looking at me, I can tell they're expecting me to say something first. None of the words I planned are coming back to me. What do people even say in a situation like this? The temptation to run away is overwhelming, the door just a few feet behind me. My knuckles whiten as I tightly clench my fist in my lap, pushing myself to resist the urge. I told myself that I'm going to take this chance. Even if it's the hardest thing I've ever done, I'm going to be honest with them.
Well...
I struggled to think of what to say. Juliet waits patiently, her eyes gazing coolly in my direction more than directly at mine. Aspen soon grows restless, however, her expression clouded with concern.
Sorry. I don't know how to just... say things. I've only ever copied other people's, so
Aspen's expression clears up in some sort of understanding.
It's okay, Miho. Take your time. So I... don't really know how to... talk. Like...
You're doing just fine.
If you say so.
Ah.
It's not just talking either. I don't know much about anything. Well, anything human. All I really know about is being a fox. And all we foxes care about is how to survive.
Yep.
It might be hard to believe, but I'm not a normal fox either.
What?
There's something kind of special about me. Kind of different.
Yeah, you don't got fur. Well, you got a little bit of fur, but not much fur. I finger my beads around my neck. Their constant warmth and presence is reassuring. I avoid looking at either Aspen's or Juliet's face. What else?
Usually, I have to steal to get by. I don't just have to, I like to. I'm good at it too. That's how I ended up meeting Juliet.
Yep.
And the reason I'm so good...
Oh.
even the people who after a day or two, I can walk right past their face and they wouldn't even... Usually,
There we go.
I have to steal to get by. And the reason I'm so good at it is because... I don't know why it happens, but ever since I got my human form, everyone forgets me.
Yep.
Even the people who catch me stealing from them. After a day or two, I can walk right past their face and they wouldn't even recognize me. No one has ever recognized me. Until Aspen remembered who I was at the Bell House.
I bet there's a reason for that. I kind of remember there being a reason for that.
It was such a shock that I ran away. That's what I always do. I was thinking about leaving Wellington forever, even though I just arrived a couple days ago. I'm still kind of tempted. But instead, I came back here.
The time span just happened to be less than 24 hours. Yeah, that's absolutely what probably happened.
And that's it.
Let's see, what else? Where else would she have seen her? Just hearing the words coming out of my mouth makes me want to die of embarrassment. It makes me uncomfortable when other people think about me. And yet, putting everything out there feels surprisingly good. So, pure chance. Absolutely. It feels like a weight has come off my shoulders. There's no coming back now, and that's a relief in its own way.
So you're saying that you've never ever had a family? Or a friend?
Nope, never. And not since I stopped being a regular fox, at least.
Oh. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Why?
Well, because that's... not to be rude, but that sounds rather lonely to me.
You know what I like? I like when she goes, not to be rude, but like when she makes her words kind of like low key, like not to be rude, not to be rude, not to be rude, like this, like this, like this, like if she said something very low key. I love when she does that. It tickles my brain in the right way.
Well, because that's... not to be rude, but that sounds rather lonely.
Yes, there it goes. It tickles my brain.
Lonely, huh? I've never thought about it before.
God, I love it.
I see.
Yep. Aspen sits back, still looking concerned. From the way she keeps fidgeting, I get the impression she wants to say more, but is holding back. Juliet sweeps in to salvage the situation.
You have been very brave to stay here, Miho. I'm personally glad that you decided to come back to the library. I had your room prepared in hopes that you would.
Thank you, Juliet.
You're welcome to use it for as long as you'd like. I think that we could become great friends.
We could.
Friends.
Friends. Friends! How does the Friends theme go again? I'm trying to remember the tune, but all I can remember is Top Gear's theme, the da 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 da. I rolled the word around in my mind as if it were a strange food that I'm gingerly trying. Is that a word that fits me? Is that something I could have? It never seemed like a possibility before. Knowing what Juliet's offered me has. Right now, it feels like I'm standing at one end of the path and at the beginning at the other. All I can think of is the Indiana Jones theme. Da 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 da. Oh yeah. Okay. So it's somewhere between Indiana Jones and Top Gear. I could turn around and go back the way I came, back to the den and a life spent alone. I know that world. I've lived in it for so many years. But I can't go back. Arguably almost the opposite of Friends. I don't know about that. Is Indiana Jones the opposite of Friends? I don't know. Is it really the opposite of Friends? I'm trying to think about it. Of course, I haven't actually watched Friends before. But I can't go back. Not now. Not when there can be something more. Something new. Everything could be different if I just let it. When I look at Aspen and Juliet, I can tell what they're hoping I'll say.
I think I'd like that.
Nah, me neither. I've probably seen an episode here and there, but that's it. Yeah. The only scene that I can remember is probably one of the viral ones. The one with the one with the guy with the turkey on his head. Big smiles. How are those faces? Look at big smiles take over both their faces. Oh my god, they're both so pretty. They're both so pretty. Joey, I think his name is for some reason. I think that is a character in there. That amazing, absolutely amazing. Right? They're both so pretty. They're both so pretty. Slowly, I let myself smile too.
Well then, Miho.
Oh.
Welcome home.
Welcome home, thank you. I took a screenshot of that. I'm taking a screenshot of that. Please be happy. just noticed something. Where are her ears? Where are her... Why does she have human ears? What's going on there? Where are fox ears? That is Miho, right? I think that's Miho. With her world changed forever, Miho must make a decision. Another beginning. A life worth living. There we go. I have no idea. For the second day in a row, I wake up in a soft bed. My bed. It's early. The library downstairs is silent. No one else is here aside from Juliet. I didn't even transform before falling asleep last night. Just passed out like this with human arms and legs. No wonder I'm sore. After I agreed to Juliet's offer, the rest of the day passed by quickly, and Aspen showed me around the house as part of the library, and Juliet made dinner for the three of us. Aspen didn't leave until the evening, and I decided to go to bed early. After the whirlwind of emotions I went through yesterday, I was exhausted and fell asleep as soon as my head hit the pillow. Not having to be on alert the moment I opened my eyes is a nice change. I could toss and turn and even doze a little bit longer. I get as much rest as my body will let me. Once I've had my fill of being lazy, I finally crawl out of bed.
Okay, time to get up.
And get up we have. It doesn't take me long to get ready. Oh, there she goes. There's her jacket. I tiptoed to the door out of habit, so carefully that only someone with super keen hearing would be able to hear me. But then I remember.
Oh yeah, I don't need to sneak around while I'm here.
Oh hey, there's another painting of Cosette! Look at that! Let's see if there's anything else I can notice. Not really. Oh wait, I forgot to read. I loosen up and step out into the hallway, shutting the door behind me. Being so openly noisy is almost harder than being sneaky. The building is still quiet. Julia told me to come find her when I wake up, so I make my way down the hallway towards the room she showed me yesterday. Into the last one in the hall, tucked away in the corner. Unlike the other doors, a tiny bit of flickering light escapes from the gap below.
This is the place.
Now that I'm standing here, my nerves start to get the better of me. What if she'd forgotten me this time and chases me away? Or what if... I screw my eyes shut and take a deep breath, forcing away my worries. If I'm going to stay here for a while, I need to stop thinking like that. I can't let fear keep getting the better of me. Such a sweet realization. I'm supposed to be here. Yeah, right? I mean, it's gotta be a good feeling that, oh, this is someplace I can be, but it's such a sad feeling to think about. Oh, wrong. There it is. Forcing myself on, I twist the doorknob and enter. Wait, I should have knocked, shouldn't I? It's too late now as I step into the room, only to be struck by how dark it is. With no windows, the only light is from a dim lamp, illuminating the white cloth figure sitting at her desk. Just like the library downstairs, there are rows and rows of books covering the shelves around the room. Juliet looks up to greet me, a gentle smile written on her face.
Oh, good morning, Miho. Did you sleep well?
She remembered me. I hide my relief well, I think.
I sure did. I think that might have been the best sleep I ever had.
I'm most glad to hear it. Would you like to sit down?
Sure would.
Sure. Thanks.
Yeah, we're back to having the same brain. We're back to braining the same cell. There's only one on the seat, so I awkwardly sit down across from her. It feels a little bit like an interrogation.
Would you like some tea?
I've never had tea, so I don't know if I like it or not. I feel like I should accept her offer out of politeness, though.
Sure.
Juliet pulls a teacup from a shelf nearby and sets it on a little plate. Then she carefully pours in the tea without spilling a single drop. She pushes the plate with the cup over to me.
Sugar.
I've eaten enough human stacks to know that I like sugar.
Yes, please.
She takes the lid off of a small pot and offers it to me. It's full of little white cubes. Without hesitating, I take two and toss them in my mouth. They're kind of crunchy at first, but quickly fall apart. Juliet frowns just a little. Enough that a human probably wouldn't notice. Did I do something wrong? Wait, I know!
Oh, thank you.
That gets her to smile, so I'm pretty sure I did the right thing. She sets the pots of treats back down under her desk.
We'll have breakfast in a little while. Aspen usually comes by to help open the library.
Oh yeah,
and
I got
then
water.
we eat together.
That sounds nice. Does she help out because of the sunlight?
My, that's astute of you.
Yep.
You're correct. Although I'm able to tolerate a bit of sun, I do prefer the dark. I wasn't sure if you knew I was a vampire or not.
I kind of forgot how Miho knew.
I figured it out just now. That explains how you were able to hear me and find my den, huh?
Probably.
Indeed. That said, I have
Oh,
my dear
we're about to see Best Boy.
to thank for helping me know where to find you.
Best boy's coming. Something scratches in the corner of the room, and I look up to notice a large bat dangling from a hook. Has that been there this entire time?
Is he also...
Oh no.
No, Orpheus is a bat through and through, not a vampire. He happened to notice you on his way home one day.
So that's the friend you were talking about. I was wondering about that.
I have the pleasure of knowing several of Wellington's loco bats. They keep me apprised of news from around the city.
Do they?
You're not, like... you know...
Hmm? What? I have no idea. That. I tap one of my front teeth, not sure how to ask the question politely.
Oh, heavens no. I consume as little blood as one of my kind can, and what I do partake of is freely donated.
Ah, yes.
I love this city, and its people. I'd never had them like that. Besides, I had quite enough of that during my time in the underworld. Is that where you come from as well?
No, I don't think we've ever been to the underworld.
Oh, I'm not from the underworld. I'm from Korea. I've heard lots about it, though. I'm one of the only fabled I know of who doesn't come from there. For a long time, I didn't even know that other fabled existed.
Indeed. Gumio like yourself are some of the few I know of.
Yep. And there we go, Gumiho drop!
Wait, Gumiho? Is that what I'm called? That explains a lot.
You didn't know, but you go by the name Miho.
Just because I like the sound. I thought it was more like a nickname.
Here we go, there's the one brain cell moment right here.
I change it up wherever I go. Gumi, Homie, Migu. I've never had a real name. I didn't even know I had a kind. I've never met someone else like me. I wonder if we'd have much in common.
No. No. Miho Learning Society. Oh god, Joker Miho. God. Maybe other foxes, well, Gumiho, have lived the same life as I have. Maybe they're better at fitting in with people than I am, and that's why I've never seen one.
Are there any other Gumio in Wellington?
One.
None that I know of. It's possible, though.
I'm not sure what I'd say if I did meet one.
I'd wonder about the others like me before, but since I've never met one, I eventually assume they don't exist. Finding out that they do, and that there's even a name for us, comes as a pretty big surprise. No matter how long I've been alive, there's still so much that I don't know about the world. As our discussion tapers off, the sound of the front door reaches my ears from downstairs. Juliet must have heard it too, looking over as I do.
Oh, that'll be Aspen. Shall we go down to breakfast?
I'll never say no to that.
Yeah! Breaky time, breaky time. Juliet takes to her feet, picking up the lamp and carrying it with her. Orpheus the Bat leaves the study when we do, though he flies off in a different direction. Guess he won't be joining us for the meal. No, wow, we're already what? Oh, we're not even an hour in. Right. Oh, I have to reload the page. Okay. Right. Okay. Yep. Hold up. It's broken again. It broke again. Camera off. Camera on. Clap on. Clap off. Clap on. Clap off. Hey, turn on, please. Turn on, please. Wouldn't be VTubing without a scuff. There you go. That's a good way to look at it. Clap on. Clap off. And it froze again. Okay, come on. Clap on. Clap off. Clap on. Clap off. There we go. There's my pretty little face. Yep, here we go. We're good. We are Gucci. Motherfucker! Clap on, clap off, clap on, clap off. Ah, okay, that's what happens. If I go off frame, there we go. Motherfucker! Motherfucker. Okay, fine. Fine. Whatever. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Yep, okay. What if... Okay, did it break? Did, refresh. Refresh, please. Refresh. Oh, no, that's froze. That froze. Okay, time to turn on PNG again. Oh, joy. Give me just a second. Give me just a second. I think OBS has broken. There we go. Are we good? Are we back? Are we happy? Are we being happy? Are we please being happy? Happying.
Oh yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, okay. Well, at least I saved a little bit into it. Hey, yep, I'm back.
Miho.
There we go. We are being happy, hell yeah. Let's see. We have to go past, there it is. Okay. Where were we? We were talking about Kumiho. Here we go. Balls. Whoops. Oh my god. Oh god, my throat is catching up with me. I have to be careful not to spill my cup of tea as we walk down the stairs. Aspen waits at the bottom, a large book tucked under her arm. She waves with her free hand to greet us.
Good morning, Aspen. It's nice to see you again.
Good morning, Juliet.
Hello, Aspen. Hi, Aspen.
And you too, Miho. I must admit, I was a little worried you might run off during the night.
Hi, Aspen. Hi, Aspen.
I may have thought about it a little. After I went to bed, though, I was out like a light. Glad you decided otherwise, then. Living in the library sounds like heaven. I can't believe you'd think about giving that up. Anyway, I'm opening today, so I can't stay too late. I'll go ahead and take care of the windows.
I'll get started on breakfast then. Would you like grape? or strawberry jam?
I think I'm feeling like strawberry today.
Ooh.
Oh, or some of that orange marmalade, if there's any left.
A woman of culture! A woman of culture, guys! Marmalade! Yes! Marmalade is good. Marmalade's so good.
You have to let Miho try that too.
I'll see if we have it. Is that a nonce you have with you? You can just leave him on the desk for now.
It sure is. I'll be taking Jax on the way out.
Jax.
I'll write it down.
The two of them stroll off in different directions while I stand on the stairs, unable to follow any of the conversation.
Who's Jax? Anonsei? I don't see anyone with you.
This is a nonce.
I could hear her tapping on the book. Hell yeah. She taps the cover of the book she brought with her.
He's the author of this. Juliet suggested I read some of his work, but I'm finding him rather dull.
Huh.
I try my best to sound interested, but I doubt it's successful. Maybe I'd see the appeal if I could read them, but how can they be better than doing things yourself? After setting the book down on the front desk, Aspen goes into the main room, leaving me alone in the hallway. I make my way down the rest of the steps. Looking down at my teacup, I decide to take a tiny sip. I'm getting tired of carrying it around. Yuck! It's kind of bitter, but also bland at the same time. Frowning, I set the cup on one of the shelves nearby. At least I tried it. The sugar was way better, though. The door Aspen went through is still open. I can still hear her bustling around. The room where Juliet went isn't far away either, and I already smell food. I guess I'll go watch. Oh, we already have a choice. Save. Did I save for this choice too? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I did go watch Aspen before this, didn't I? No, I went to go watch Juliet. Yep, let's go watch Aspen. Aspen is in the book room by now, and I wandered through the door she left open. She steps from window to window, pushing them open and pulling the curtains back. With each one, another sunbeam pours in, and the room gets a little bit brighter.
Oh, hey Miho. How was your first night here?
Great! After you left, I went to bed early. And then I got to sleep in.
Hey, yeah, more sleep.
You sure do love to sleep. Color me even more jealous. I'm working opening shifts most of this week, so I have to be up early every day.
Oh, man, I hate doing that.
What?
She stops and gives me a frustratingly familiar look. The look that means I've said something weird.
Or else I get reprimanded for being late. Duh. Not to be rude, but, have you never had a job?
Nope. I haven't done most human things, if you can't tell.
Oh, I certainly can tell.
Hey, be nice! Be nice, Aspen, be nice!
Your life must be fascinating. Someday I'd like to hear about all you've seen and done.
I'm really not that interesting. My life is just wandering around for the most part. I try to avoid doing stuff as much as I can.
I know plenty of people who would kill for a lifestyle like that, you know.
After pushing open the last window, Aspen starts to drift around the room, moving chairs and furniture into their spot.
Anyway, I come here most mornings just to have breakfast and chat with Juliet, even if I'm not opening.
Is there not any food where you live?
There usually is, but I enjoy the company as much as the food. Speaking of which, Juliet should be about done by now. Let's join her, shall we?
Let's! I follow behind Aspen as she walks on, adjusting and rotating a few more out-of-place items on the way. By the time we reach the kitchen, there's a big pile of buttered toast and different spreads waiting for us on the table. As we walk up to her, Juliet's setting down a sliced fruit and another fried eggs beside it.
You two are right on time. I was just about to call for you.
I have a sixth sense for it, apparently.
Food. Food sense. Yes. We all sit down and dig in. Food, of course, is delicious.
So, Miho, how will you be spending your first day as an official Wellington resident?
I don't know yet. Hadn't really thought about it. Now that you mention it, I'll have a lot more free time now, huh? Usually I'd go hunting for food, or looking for a better place to stay, or...
Instinctively, I go silent as I reach for my pocket in the familiar crumpling paper. Or...
If it's something you don't want to share, don't feel that you must.
Right, that too.
I hesitate. I'm not sure if I've ever told anyone about my goal. Or at least not the specifics. I've had a lot of first times today. Lately. I've had a lot of first times lately, though. What's one more? Besides,
No,
maybe
it's okay.
the two of them can help.
I've been looking for someone.
Ooh, that's a nice view. I wipe my hands first, making sure they don't have any crumbs or grease on them. Then I carefully slide the thin scroll from my pocket. I always keep it in the deepest part, where it won't get wet or damaged. With great care, I gently unroll it, letting the two women see the ink markings brushed onto the scroll. The edges are fuzzy with age by now, but the text is still legible. I think, anyways.
They gave me this a long time ago. I don't know what it says.
Is that Korean? Maybe Chinese? I'm not able to read either one, unfortunately.
They remind me of older Chinese characters, but I can't be certain myself. Sorry, but I'm not too familiar with them either.
They look a little defeated, but I quickly wave off their concern.
It's okay. Nobody I've asked could read it either. For all I know, they might just be scribbles. I thought that maybe if I knew what it said, it would help me find them.
Who exactly are they, if I may ask?
They're a traveler. I learned that word just to be able to describe them.
Hell yeah.
They were the first human I ever met, and they told me stories about the rest of the world.
There we go.
And you've been searching for them ever since then?
Yep.
Yup. For as long as I can remember. I met them back in Korea, when I was a fox. I couldn't understand what they were saying. Not until much later.
Reminiscing about them gives me a particular feeling. It's warm and fuzzy, but also a little sad. I think people call it nostalgia. My voice is a little quieter as I finish what I mean to say.
But that never stopped them from coming to see me.
No, it didn't.
I don't know their name or even where they're from, but I'll definitely recognize them when I see them again.
Both of the women before me are quiet for a moment, visibly thinking over what I've said. After a long while, it's Juliet who speaks first.
In that case, I'd be happy to assist in any way I can.
Me too, of course. Speaking of which,
Oh, yeah?
I may have found something useful to you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah?
I was doing a little bit of research on Gumiho last night.
Uh-huh.
There was surprisingly little to be found compared to some of the other fabled.
Wait a sec. You found out that I'm a Gumio too?
Well, yes. It wasn't too difficult to look up. Is that odd?
Huh. So in less than a day, both Aspen and Juliet were able to find out something about myself that I couldn't in a lifetime.
I guess not.
Took me a lifetime to find and forgot about it in 2 seconds. Or how did it go? How did it go? forgot in 2 seconds. It took me 10 years to find the answer to something. I forgot about it in 2 seconds. The salad. However it goes. It took me 10 years to find the answer to something. I forgot about it in 2 seconds. I only realized now how I sound after I said it. Juliet shoots a look at Aspen, who quickly tries to move the discussion along. What did they say? Well, I guess not.
I guess not.
Anyway, I was trying to find out why Juliet and I can remember you when nobody else can.
Yeah.
Although I didn't find anything about memories in particular, there was one story that claimed a Gumiho's curse doesn't take effect until a full day later.
Huh.
Oh, of course. And since you and I both saw Miho again before too much time passed, we didn't forget her.
Ah, yes, that's right.
Right. That also makes sense from what you told us yesterday, Miho, doesn't it? You said you don't tend to talk to people a second time.
Yeah, I usually try to avoid it, really.
I hadn't ever thought of my magic as a curse before, but I guess to the person it's affecting it is.
So that means that all we have to do to avoid forgetting about Miho is...
It's impossible to miss the pause before Aspen's words, like even she's not confident in what she's about to say.
see her every day. Forever.
Forever. That word hangs in the air. Aspen says it cheerfully, but I can recognize just how impossible that is. At some point, even these two will forget me, won't they? Why even try then? Why bother if I just know it'll hurt in the end? On cue, those kinds of thoughts start to swirl in my head like always. It's so tempting to just stop caring and give up on the others. No, I won't let myself dwell on that. Not on my first day living here. Who knows? Even if it... How impossible it is, rings back to Juliet's root. Ah ha 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 ha. Ah ha ha. God, my throat is catching up with me. Juliet clears her throat before the silence goes on for too long.
Well, that's not bad at all. Preserving the memory of those you hold dear is one of the most important parts of life.
That it is. Aspen considers for a moment before nodding.
It really is.
It seems a little bit early for them to consider me dear to them, but I keep that to myself.
So, anyway, about Jax?
For a relief, Aspen changes the subject away from me and my magic. As Juliet and Aspen chat between themselves, the conversation drifts onto things I don't know about, and people and places I don't recognize. It's probably all related to books. I smile and laugh when they do, but I'm not really paying attention or talking. Listening to the two of them, they may as well be speaking a different language. The more I observe, the more it seems I'll have to learn. Not just about normal people in human life, but about myself as well, and even the world. And one day, both Aspen and Juliet were able to figure out what I am and how my beads work. I've had a long, long time to do that, and still had no idea. It doesn't even seem like it was hard for them. There's something I have to admit to myself. I haven't really tried before. Just what have I been missing out on? I feel something bubbling up inside me. The same feeling as yesterday when I decided to come back to the library instead of running away. Something that makes me clench my fists and take a deep breath as I make another decision. Something I can put a name to, even though it's a new one for me. This is what people call hope. Even if it's pointless in the end.
I want to learn how to be a person.
There we go. That's her buttoning up. Juliet cuts off whatever she was saying mid-sentence. Both she and Aspen turned to face me, eyes wide. Oops. I guess I should have started by waiting for them to stop talking.
You want to... what?
What? I've already messed this up, but I keep going.
Be a person to know about the things you two are talking about. All the stuff that you give me a weird look for when I don't know. I want to learn about it.
I'd say that you're already well on your way.
Her tone becomes quite serious as she continues. I'm a little glad. She sees as much weight behind this as I feel about it.
Miho, there are some things that you can't rush or change overnight. This is definitely one of them. Starting can be the hardest part. You've already taken the first steps.
What Juliet said. I'm sorry, too. I didn't mean to keep you out of our conversation.
No, it's okay. I was busy thinking anyway. I can't stop looking for my person, of course, but maybe I can do more than that too.
We'll help you in any ways that we can.
Yep. Aspen nods in agreement, but then checks the time and sighs.
It'll have to wait until later, though, because I need to be leaving for work. I'm sure Juliet needs her rest, too.
Thanks. I am rather tired. Will you be alright on your own for the day, Miho?
Yeah, I should be. I'll figure out something to do.
Wonderful. Here, let me take those.
She gets up and collects the dirty plates, then carries them to the sink.
Tomorrow I have to go in earlier than usual to open.
Oh god, I still have Ultra Kill tomorrow, don't I?
If you come by, I can make you that drink again, Miho. As long as you promise not to run away, that is.
We'll try, Aspen. God, I love her beret. Oh!
Sure, don't worry. I'm not going anywhere this time. Although, will it still be at home?
At home?
Oh.
Like, free.
Oh, on the house! Yes, of course. This should probably be the last time, though, or my boss will start getting upset.
Fair enough.
Aw, okay. It was nice while it lasted.
Aspen pauses as she rises from the table and starts to leave.
You know, getting a job might be a good idea if you're serious about living a normal life.
Yeah.
It's hardly the most fun, but then you could buy as many fairy kiss chillers as you want.
Money can be exchanged for goods and services, Miho.
A job? Sounds like a pain.
Aspen just sighs as I sink into my seat. The way she talks about having a job makes it sound awful.
Well, it's just a suggestion. See you later, Juliet. Miho.
Miho. God, I love how she says our name. With that, she takes her leave as Juliet and I wave her off. I'll probably go to the end of today. Never mind. Okay. My throat is crying right now. And plus I was gonna end to play Ultra Kill, but we have the Ultra Kill stream tomorrow. So I might as well just conserve my strength for that. So, well, we haven't really gotten that far in the route, but I get credit for going an hour, a good more than an hour. So I think I'm gonna call it a day here. This is the end of the monthly Méchant marathon, and yes, I think we'll absolutely make this a monthly thing. We'll have to see. Yep, and powering through the scout. That's right. There was a little bit of stuff to start our day and end it, but I think we managed. I think we managed this monthly Méchant. As you might have heard in the Power Wash Simulator stream. Yeah, I might have to quit my job soon. So that means I'll have to find another, and oh god, that's gonna be a pain. I'm gonna see how it affects streams when it happens, but if I drop off the face of the earth, that's what happened. Because as of this moment, there are only 2 managers now. 2 people that can open and close the store. And I don't think corporate's gonna be giving us any managers soon. And if they do, they're gonna find somebody awful. So, yep, put myself first. I need to pay bills. I absolutely have to pay bills. And not to mention the car stuff. That's gonna be fun. So yeah, while I think that over, I'm gonna call it a day here. Thank you so much for attending the monthly Mission Mayhem Marathon. And I bid you all a good day, a good night, or good afternoon wherever you are. This has been your Demon King of Heretics, Ahriman le Méchant. Signing off. Bye, Ahriman. Bye, Ahriman.